From us damn street niggas, we ain't really comfortable with all of that thing. So we just trying to say,
do what you do, baby.
I want to graduate. I seen to come up through the mud. You feel me?
Real
I'm saying, like I said, I used to be top. I'm one of the ones. When that nigga said he had a phone, his whole juice, and I'm looking at the screen like preach, cause I was on the phone with him. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying?
Speed that nothing general to Nola the podcast. You keep your body clean, huh? Yeah. What's up, OG?
Oh man, you know me, steady at it, man, steady at it. You feel me? How you doing?
Man, I'm having a very to Nola night, you heard me? And I hope you are too. You want to shout your people out or you want to get straight into it?
Oh man, it's good. Let's go.
All right. Can you formally introduce? First of all, it's an honor to have you on the To Nola podcast, you heard me?
Thank you for having me. My name is Big Omeezy, Big Omeezy, the great communicator.
Yes, sir. Where you hailing from?
Oh man, I'm up out of Northern Cali, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised in East Oakland, but you know I'm out here in Sacramento.
So you're from Oakland, but you moved to the Sac Town, right?
Yeah, I bounced around, a few places in my life. You smell me, never really just all the way just been I say my ground and my foundation is East Oakland, and then I moved around from there, Frisco, Utah, you know what I'm saying, Sacramento.
Well, what was the reason for all the moves, OG?
My parents divorced when I was a young mustache, so I was, going from place to place from going back and forth from my mother to my father, my father, just back and forth like a motherfucking ping pong ball and shit like that. Divorce, that's what that does. You smell me? So, I just been like that my whole life.
You did that, you know what I'm saying? Did that do anything to you or you didn't really give a fuck?
It's basically East Oakland and Frisco's two different lifestyles. Being with my father, he was in the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? So that's a strict Muslim household. Not strict, but Muslim household over there. And then, East Oakland a little more relaxed. a little more relaxed, you know what I'm saying? You come in when you come home.
Right. So give us in New Orleans, you understand me, an outlook on a child coming up in East Oakland and Sacramento. You heard me? Hey, y'all thugging out there, you know what I'm saying? It's all good weed and palm trees, you know what I'm saying?
No. It was thugging out. You know what I'm saying? Surrounded by drug dealers and slick talkers and collar poppers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just and learning how to hustle, like real hustle. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be pumping gas or whatever it is you got to do to survive and shit. You from there, though. So you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to survival tactics.
It's different thugging.
Yeah, survival tactics everywhere you go. You got to figure out how to survive.
Yes, sir. So when the music came into play, you hear me?
Really when I was in high school, man, I had a couple of mentors, Bobby Kersey and Kevy Kev, and they was heavy in the hip hop and shit like that. They was real good with the freestyle and whatnot. And where I was, all we had was like Yo MTV Raps and shit like that. We didn't really have no radio station, so you got to find somebody to emulate and shit. So I can't not really emulate, but it was just two cats who I really saw really do it, and it was like, okay, so it planted the seed. And plus, we had a DJ named DJ Tan, who was everybody's DJ, basically. You know what I'm saying, cutting up everybody beats and shit. Made a couple beats for me and my crew. You know what I'm saying, and that planted a seed. So I'd say ever since like I was like maybe a sophomore in high school, I've been rapping.
What drew you to it?
Shit, just my love for music and hip hop. Really, I just one of my favorite artists of all time, Heavy D. You know what I mean? I saw him, big heavy set, light skinned nigga. You know what I mean?
You understand?
Was light on his feet and shit like that. It just had he was the first rapper I saw with super swag. So of course like Big Daddy Kane had swag and shit like that, but the old boy had he had that real swag. And he was a big nigga, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could relate.
Off top.
All right, so what is it about Heavy D You understand me? That made you put the pen to the paper besides the swag. You heard me?
He was always surrounded by, some of the best to ever do it. The Puffs of the world, you know what I mean? He was, he had his own label, Uptown and shit like that. He was on Uptown and shit. So, I seen him. He wasn't just a performer and and talented dude. He also was a boss. You know what I mean? And that's what And when you a young black kid, you know what I'm saying. You want to I was always looking for mentors. I
Right.
ain't gonna follow. I ain't gonna follow around a nigga that ain't having it and ain't gonna show me something that I can't do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like to follow people who know who showing me how to do something that I can't do, so that I could do it at some point in life. You feel me? That was Hev at that time. He was the first one. There's many more since, like, Cube and, what I mean, just, all kind of different people, 40, all kind of shit like that. But I'm just saying, back then, he was like the first one to like drop the seed on a nigga.
That's what's sound. Nobody, and no artists. You ain't listen to no artists.
Later, you know what I'm saying? But I came up with Cash Money and shit like that and Master P. I've been in the game since 1995. You feel me?
You
So
understand?
it ain't too many motherfuckers in the game that I ain't been around. So, it's like I said, some of the first New Orleans cats, you know what I'm saying, that we start rocking with as an organization was Cash Money and Master P and them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, at what point did you put the pen to the paper, and what was your first song? You heard me?
I mean, it's probably like a song called Continuous Flow that I wrote when I was in Utah and shit as a young mustache. And, it was like I think I was working at an Air Force base. I was working at an Air Force base in Utah, still in high school. And it was so boring that motherfucker that I had to figure out what to do in the meantime. It was boring in the motherfucker because I was getting there early in the morning, like 5 in the morning and shit like that. And I was just all the whole time I'm there. I'm just writing, just keeping my raps and shit. And I was right. I had a rap group called God, Gate of Doom, dominating organization of men and shit like that. And I was writing a couple parts for my other dudes and shit. So, I had a lot to say and shit. I was positive. I was PMO, Prime Minister Omar at that time. I was writing pro-black raps,
Okay, so you're
talking about
kind
the devil and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you would kind of label yourself as a conscious rapper.
Yeah, at that time I was definitely a conscious rapper, no question.
What hip hop mean to you, OG?
Huh?
What hip hop mean to you?
I mean, shit, it's about the struggle. It's always been about the struggle and emotions, and it helps me get out my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Instead of punching a wall or, what I'm saying, doing some ill shit, I just put it in a rhyme and just get in the studio and release that shit.
Kind of like therapy, huh?
Yeah. It's therapeutic and healing, like 40 would say.
You heard me? What happened to the group?
Oh man, we just I kept when I graduated, I kept at it. When I
Okay.
graduated high school, I kept at it. They stayed where they was at. I moved to Cali. I moved back to Cali. I mean, my mom was in Utah. My dad was in Sacramento. So as soon as I graduated, I kept on the path. You feel me? They still my dogs. You know what I'm saying? But they, I don't know if they was really all the way serious about it like I was.
You did. So you've been all over the east and the west, right?
Yeah. I done toured around the United States several times, so I done been everywhere. I've been out in NO a couple times.
I'm saying, what's your favorite city, OG?
Well, I mean, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Shit,
I appreciate that, OG.
that's a good one. That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
one. But really, probably, really, anywhere in Cali, I don't know.
No, that's the hometown. You cheating, OG. Your favorite city to visit. You heard me?
Well, all right, well, I'm gonna say Sacramento
Of
right
course,
now.
the hometown.
I've been here for 20 some years, so I'm gonna say Sacramento. Fuck it.
No, OG, you cheating. You
I
can't.
mean, shit.
You
It's like any place whenever you go somewhere and you be sitting there for a minute or whatever, you get there and then you be like, man, I can't wait to get back home. Shit, that's Sacramento. So it
Yes,
had to
sir.
be Sac.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take that.
Yeah,
OG. All
yeah.
right. So, coming up behind the when you wrote your first song, you heard me. Did you have it? You know what I'm saying? Down pat already, or did you have to get your feet wet a little bit?
Nah, man, I had to find my confidence, man. It really, to be honest with you, bro. I was
Be
always,
honest with me, OG.
I was always talented and shit like that. I just had major stage fright. I just had major stage fright, bro. Like, um, when it came to getting in front of people and shit, nigga, just always clam up. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't till later in life, really, to be honest with you, like 2000.
Damn. That's on. I mean, that's a 5 piece. That ain't too bad. 5 piece. You heard me?
Yeah, like it was really
Yeah.
like 2000 before I really just said fuck it.
Let
You
me
know what I
find
mean?
out who was taking over for the 99 2000 with Smooth Nelly. You heard me?
You
so,
know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting it there where it's fair, man. That's the only reason it's shit. Nigga. It's hard to get in front of people sometimes. Even if you got all the talent in the world, getting in front of people, nigga, sometimes you clam up.
how you got over that stage fright, OG?
Uh, um, sometimes you got to put your nuts on your shoulders, man, and go for what you know if you want to be successful. You know
Put
what I
your
mean?
feet
It's like
down
when they
on the
say,
dust on the concrete. You heard me?
yeah, man, when they say you got to leap, you got to jump, man. You got, at some point, man, if you want to be about it, you got to just jump. You know what I mean? So, Sugar T, my sister Sugar T have put me out on the stage with. Well, I forced my way on the stage. I wasn't on the stage, but I was in the background with the mic, just helping her out and shit. Just doing some backgrounds while she was
So she pushed
performing and
you in the
shit.
pool. She pushed you in the pool. She pushed you in
She,
the pool.
yeah, no, she was performing and shit, and I was just helping her out, and I was just, and it just, and then I went out with D Shot. We went on tour. I was out there with him on the road went for Six Figures album and shit like that. So I was, I just every opportunity that I could to just get out there, because the more you get out there, the more comfortable you get.
Yeah.
So I started performing with E40 and shit in 2005, late
Yeah.
2005,
Hold
and
up,
I would
wait,
just.
hold up. You didn't skip the whole decade. You went from
Well, yeah,
95 to
it
2005.
took that it took that long. It took that
Hold
long for
up.
me
I
to
got some
get in my
questions. I
comfort
got some
zone.
questions for in between though, OG.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So was
I
that
had
your
started
first?
I had started managing artists and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Started OLH Entertainment, my management company. You smell me? I didn't want to. I was like, well, fuck it. Let me focus on. I could write. I could always write. So I was writing hooks and shit. You know what I'm saying, for other people and shit like that. So I could always write. But that ain't really where management shit. That ain't really where the money is. You smell me?
Where the money at, OG?
Man, you got to be the artist. You got to be the face of the shit. That's where the money at.
You understand
You got
me?
to be the face of the shit, bro. Straight up.
Yes, sir.
You could be a manager and your artist make 20K. Manager gonna make like 2K and shit like that. Not enough. You can't watch a nigga get 20 bands. You sitting up here managing, you hooking up the situation, you getting crumbs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When as
yeah,
an artist, man, you can do verses, you can do hosting, you can do walkthroughs, you can do all kind of shit that get your publisher. It's all kind of different ways to get your money after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had about 20 artists and producers and shit, and that shit was mad stressful. Niggas everybody had their own mentalities, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm putting all this attention on y'all niggas. Let me shine some light on myself. I got talent. I just got to put my nuts on my shoulders and just go for what I know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when I was a kid and a bully was bullying me, and I ran it. It was when I was in East Oakland. I ran into the house, and my auntie was like, "Oh, you right? What you doing? What you doing?" And like he trying to, and she get your ass out there, nigga. And I
you
was
ain't
more
had no
scared. I was
brother.
more scared of her than anything. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
ain't
I
had
go
no.
out there, I'm crying and shit, but I'm
Yeah,
bigger than the dude. I pick up the nigga and slam him on his head. The rest was history. You know what I'm saying?
you ain't had no brother.
Yeah, my brother fought all my bullies, but when my auntie saw me running, he wasn't shit. It wasn't that I could do. That was my come to Jesus moment. It's like, nigga, you want to deal with her or you want to deal with
That
this
was your
little nigga?
baptism, huh?
Yeah, you want to deal with her or you want to deal with him? And she had already threw me out and slammed the door. So that was
Yeah.
out.
Oh, you got to get it how you live, huh, OG?
Yeah, so I was bigger, like I said, man, and I picked the nigga up, slammed him on his head,
You won the
and we
fight.
was friends. Hey, we was friends after that,
Hey, that's usually how it happened, yeah.
straight up.
You know what I'm saying? That's you won the fight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I slammed on his head, and nigga got up wobbling and shit.
You understand me? Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
was wobbling and shit.
so after the first song, you heard me, and after you slammed the nigga on the head, you heard me. Was that tour that you spoke of? Was that your first tour?
Nah, I was doing security. I was doing bodyguard shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this music business, if you can't get in through the front door, you got to get in however you can.
Through the window.
You know what I'm saying? So my skill set at that particular time I was good at head busting. You know what I'm saying? And so,
I
I
already.
used that to get in the game. I was bouncing at clubs and shit when I was a young mustache, all that with my folk, with my whole little team and shit. And
Yeah.
we was just always running into people that could get us in and just utilizing our skill sets to get us in position. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So once you get in position, if you good at all things, you know what I'm saying, if I could do graphics real good, I would have did that. If I was an engineer, I would have did that. It just so happened my skill set was, I was good with the hands and the feet at that time.
Back. You found your lane and you turned your blankets off, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You heard me. So what song actually did you notice? Did you write? And after that song, you noticed your career taking off. You heard me?
The Great Communicator. I wrote a song called "The Great Communicator." I was managing a cat named Doey Rock, rest in peace, up out of Sacramento, and I had got him signed to Sick with it. I think it was '05, '05. I don't remember the years. Sometimes it be should be, but I got him to sign to Sick. I got him signed to Sick with it. He did a 916 Unified album, and I was managing a young kid named Spitzo the Prodigy who was doing beats. So Spitzo the Prodigy had did the beat, and I did my thing to it, and we put it on the compilation and shit. And that's my moniker, Big O Meezy, the Great Communicator. And so once you put it out there, then you start you building your confidence up. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the first one really that, I'd be nervous to let motherfuckers even hear my shit just because, a nigga just nerves is just nerved up and shit like that. And just every time, period. So it was like, it took a minute to even get to that point. So I was proud of myself just for that.
Bro, you
And not
got
even just that, but people pigeonhole niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever they see you doing, for a minute and you good at that, they figure that's all you capable of doing. But really and truthfully, you got a vast skill set and shit like that. So my skill set is vast. I can do all things.
you got the same love you had when you first came in this shit, OG.
Hell yeah, like a motherfucker, yup.
What's the biggest difference from hip hop when you was coming up and this bullshit? I'm gonna say hip hop now.
People,
Keep it on it. You understand me?
I would say, I would say it was more
If it's
competition. I,
trash,
I
if
would say
it's
it was more
trash, OG,
competition
say
back
it's
then.
trash.
I would say it was more competition back then because at the end of the day, the ones around me at that time was the 40s, the Spice Ones, the Be Legits, the Sebos, the two like it was like Tupac's, like everywhere you looked, it was a heavy hitter that had a
Hold on,
real
wait,
that
wait. You was around Tupac?
yeah, not a lot, but he if anytime you see 40 with Pac, not every time, it was a few a little bit later, but rappers ball video shoot shit like that. You see,
Yeah.
if you see rappers ball video, you see Tupac was there. I was there.
So you said you was close to E40, right?
Yeah, that's my big bro.
Do you understand what the fuck he be saying, OG?
Yeah. I sound just like the nigga when I'm around niggas that we part of the sprinkler system.
See, I was trying to, act like I didn't heard these words before, but you've been spitting that real pimp OG shit this whole thing. You understand me? When you said you kicked it off with it when I was a little mustache. You understand me? I said, all right, talk that motherfucking OG talk then. You heard me?
Yeah, young
Yeah.
tadpole, young mustache. You know what I'm saying? Since Moby Dick was a pollywog.
I
You
just
feel?
found out. I just found out what a jit mean. You heard me? We call them youngins down here. It mean like a child. When you was a child, right?
Right.
Yeah. So at what point did you master your stage fright, your writing, and the game of hip hop? You heard me?
I start being E40's hype man in 2005.
Mm. That was a bad year for us. That was a
Was it?
bad. Yeah. That's Katrina.
Well, that's when the hyphy movement started. Basically, you know what I'm saying. So, that's when Tell Me When to Go and all that shit jumped off, and that's when we went on the N1 mixtape tour and all that type of shit. And it was like so many shows. What I did, man, I had to be honest with you. If you find some old ass pictures when we 40 signed with BME,
Yeah.
Lil Jon and them, and I had these Elvis glasses, these Elvis shades and shit that I like to hide behind. And then I just get off that Carlos Rossi, that burgundy, I just went for what I knew. You know what I mean? Because always watched the show and always was a fan of just performers and hip hop performers and shit. And I just knew that if I was put in a position to show my talent, that I could really get up out there and do it. And once I did it, you know what I'm saying, it's like addictive, man. It's like a fucking drug, you know what I mean?
That lifestyle, huh?
Yeah, man, like a
Like
motherfucker,
a
man, being in
dope.
different hotels and traveling and being on tour buses and doing all that big shit and eating big and all that, man. It's addictive, man. You know what I'm saying? So, once you get in there, it's hard to really just get out and just be a normal motherfucker.
What's the wildest legalist thing that you seen while you was on tour? You heard me, OG?
Oh man, that would be probably like the Kappa Beach party back in the days, man. We was up there on stage with Too Short, and it was like some police on stage, and it was girls naked. It was like some ill. It was like
Yeah. What's your
Kappa
most
Beach party. I don't know if people know about the old school Kappa Beach party. You might want to Google that or something. But man, it was like you pull out a camera and girls are just they're just it's just like I don't know at that time, man. They just loved to see a camera back then.
it's like a freak Nick
It wasn't
with
no camera phones and shit. It wasn't no camera phones. It was like niggas was
the
pulling out them big
VHS.
ass cameras and shit, and they'd do anything in front of that damn camera. I was like, damn, what the hell? On
You
stage doing all type of things to each other. I was
you
like,
heard me?
and
You been to
I'm looking
freak
at the
Nick down
female
here?
black. There's a black female cop. I'm like, damn, you see this shit?
You ever been to freak Nick down here?
Freak Nick. I think I want to say one time. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say Freaknik one time, but I remember we was out there when the Hot Boys had just. I was at me and 40 was at the Back That Ass Up video shoot. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
too.
You was
Wait,
there,
which
yeah. So
which
we was
which
we was
city?
right there on stage. It was like a whole weekend with the Hot Boys. It was like they did
Yeah.
the Dome, they did the House of Blues, and
And
they
then they
did that
had they did
video shoot. It was
the
all like one whole weekend. And baller
yeah,
blocking. I was at the
yeah,
baller blocking video. All that shit, man.
yeah,
I went to baby. We was at baby's house and shit with the motherfucker, with the hot tub in the living room and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what I mean? We was there when they had the motherfucker. We was on the free. Matter of fact, when we was driving the House of the Blues and shit, it was a caravan. Niggas was swerving on the freeway. The police was escorting. I said, "Damn, these some crooked ass cops. These niggas let these niggas do whatever they want to do."
That's baby, man. That's
Them
stunning.
niggas but them was police looking like security guards and shit.
That's stunning, man. That's
Niggas
stunning.
had them old ass guns. I said, "What you gonna do with that old ass revolver?"
Nothing, nothing.
Tell them niggas budgets was bad back then.
Yeah. So all right, when you was around all these we would call them legends, right?
Yes,
Stars
sir.
or what have we. Did you look at them as that or was these just your homies, you hear me?
I mean, they was, to us, to me at that time, 40 had been on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at them like the young up and coming cats, Lil Wayne, all them, like they was just young, young, little young kids and shit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To
How
me,
many
you know what I'm saying?
uh all your titles that you've accumulated in your time in entertainment, you heard me? Your titles, like everything that you, like you say, you a manager,
Yeah.
yeah. What's everything that you accumulated while you was in this entertainment business?
A lot of networking. You know, I've always been good with networking. You know what I'm saying? You put me in a room with 50 people, I'm gonna probably know half the motherfuckers in there just by me walking around the room constantly touching bases with everybody, shaking hands and shit. If it's anybody that need to be known, I'm gonna make sure that I know them or put my eyes on them and shit like that. So, you
So,
know, my phone book is pretty vast. You know, I can reach out and touch a lot of people and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, and that means a lot in this industry. And also having your name be clean and shit like that. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna just be walking around asking about Big Old Meezy, and it's gonna be like, oh, that nigga this or oh, that nigga that. And you be like, man, that dude right there. It's gonna be some good shit attached to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really
yeah,
surround myself with no haters and shit like that. So, you know,
yeah.
we in my organization we try to keep straight A's across the board. No B's and C's. It's all A's.
I'm gonna throw a couple of names out. Um, Tell me the first thing that come to mind. You ready?
Off top, yeah.
Loyalty.
Betrayal.
Hold up, you fucked me up. You fucked me up. Why is that the first thing that comes to your mind when I say loyalty?
Because everybody ain't loyal. That's a shit. It's hard to be loyal. A lot of motherfuckers ain't loyal. And with loyalty comes betrayal at some point for sure.
Respect.
You just gotta let me elaborate. You just gotta know when it comes to loyalty, when you see the betrayal, know how to get them motherfuckers up out your out your vicinity.
Yeah, because some people tend, and I've had this problem. They make excuses. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to love, and it's hard to hate somebody you love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's why when two friends get into it, it goes so far. Because it's like
Right.
a relationship. When you get into your girl, you know what I'm saying? Y'all in love, but when y'all break up and that baby coming is woo de woo, it's walk. You know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, yeah, all right. Loyalty. I'm gonna say respect.
Loyalty.
You cheating, OG. You cheating, OG. See, this that OG shit right here, but I'm on that.
Well,
You
it's love, respect, loyalty, and shit, man. It's all that shit is, entangled. All that shit is entangled. You know what I'm saying? You can't have love without respect. You can't have respect without loyalty. You know what I mean?
talk that OG shit. You understand me? So from that first song you wrote till now, how many songs you think you got in your catalog, OG?
Man, I don't even know, to be honest
Huh?
with you. I don't even know because I just count the ones that hold on. Wait, let me see if I.
Mm-hmm.
This like one of my right here. This is what one of my first books.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like not books, but this pouch got old. Like it's so dusty and it's full of rhymes. It's full of
Mm-hmm.
rhymes that ain't never came out.
Thank
So like what I'm saying, but it's hell. It's my thoughts. You know what I mean?
you.
So and it's R&B songs. All I write everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so many songs. And then if you just went by what's out, seven albums and probably like 15, 20 singles and stuff to five, hella singles and shit. So, when I went through my publishing and shit and got it all locked in, it was a lot. It was a lot that I vouched for. You know what I'm saying? You can have, motherfucker, man, I got a hell of a song. Nah, I'm a songwriter, so therefore, I don't really just be writing songs just to be writing them and shit nowadays.
Yeah,
I
you
write them
trying to get
shits to
that
get them
gangster.
and put them out.
Facts. What's your favorite one?
Right now, probably level 2022. You know what I'm saying? Right
I'm
now,
talking about from the first one till now. Is it
probably
still
the great communicator. Probably the great communicator. And then level 2022.
what is it about the great communicator and level 22 that sets them apart from all the other projects that you've done?
Well, the great communicator. When you listen to that, that was the beginning. That was me introducing myself. That was my introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Level 2022. By that time, I'm already telling you, you can't fuck with me.
You understand? You heard me? Oh, all right. So you ain't stage shy no more, huh?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So the transition, you said, I'm telling you, this is where I'm starting and who I am and who I hope to be. Then juxtapose that with 2023, 2022 is when I was like, you know what, I done did hella shit, man. You niggas ain't fucking with me. I'm being honest with you, and I'm confident to say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So from being, and this is just opinion, you sit down with the general, so we speaking in general, right? You one of the innovators, and you was here when hip hop was hip hop. Are you disappointed in the state of hip hop today?
I'm only disappointed because the labels that was most impactful aren't impactful like they used to be. We was talking about the Cash Moneys of the world. They pretty much think they pretty much stopped at Drake, right? Like
I mean,
Diddy,
they
like
got a couple of, baby, he gonna stay with the times. He
yeah,
signed a
but for the
couple.
most part, I'm talking about like having a whole. They should have been able to have a whole. I feel like labels like that had, like Cash Money, Master, No Limit, all them. They they should have continued instead of like selling. A lot of like a lot of like 300. A lot of these labels, soon as they get a nice stable of talent, they sell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And
That,
it's like you selling for 100, 200 million. That's dope. That's dope, and that's good. But it's at the end of the day, you put it in the hands of the people that ain't really with the culture like that per se. That's going to curate the next 10, 15, 20 years and keep. They'll buy your catalog just so they can get your ass up out the way. You know what I'm saying? Make sure nobody don't hear your shit. You know what I
so
mean? That $200 million, man, unless you know how to invest it, man, that shit, after you go taxes and all that shit, man, that shit gonna be gone. But that music gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, you're gonna be hearing songs on Kids Pop and Disney songs and
yeah,
shit, and
yes.
some white kid gonna redo it and
They gonna
shit, and think
yeah,
how you
yeah,
thinking it's they song and shit, and like you know what I mean?
yes,
So
yes.
all money ain't good money, it's good money, but all money ain't good money.
So let me ask you this. You heard me from being you know what I'm saying, when you had to get out there and get trump, you had to put the folk, it was a such thing as a street team, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you think social media has helped the artist or made the artist lazy?
It depends on how you do your social media. You know what I'm saying? If it's raining and snowing outside and shit like that, if you got social media on deck and you can go out, you can hit people directly. Like this came about during for social media. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm-hmm.
opposed to me having to get in the car or next time I'm in New Orleans, I'm gonna come sit with you, baby. You
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, say, and I'm gonna pull out the red, the white, and the pink
know,
carpet for you.
you know what I'm
You
saying?
understand me? You already know. So, from dealing with the people that you dealt with, right? Who has taught you the most?
E40.
What's the most important lesson that he taught you?
He taught me how to count bars.
All right. Y'all go back.
Yeah, yeah. He taught me how to count
Yeah,
bars.
yeah.
And for a motherfucker, when a motherfucker teach you how to count bars, that's like teaching a writer how to write. Like, who
Mm-hmm.
taught you how to write? Like as far as like writing, like regular writing. Who
Facts,
taught you how to
facts.
spell?
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like counting bars is how you like when you start selling rhymes and shit to other people, or when you start formulating, a nigga be like, well, just let me get an 8 measure verse or a 12 measure verse or a 16, and you be like, and some niggas just be rapping like for 30 minutes. You're like, nigga, nah, I just need you for this part. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's
So,
like the song, like the song, you got to know what to add to the song enough to make it do what it do. You don't
facts.
want to do too much and be over rapping and shit. You know what I mean? You want to, so count bars and shit like that. And not even just that, but when 40 was in the studio, he used to have a micro cassette recorder.
Mm-hmm.
So when he get ideas and shit, he'll put it in, we had the recorders, we OG niggas, right? And we'll record that on the thing, and then you won't forget your flow, and you won't forget how you know what I'm saying, how you can freestyle on it.
It wasn't no typing in the iPhone, huh?
Nah, it wasn't none of that shit, baby boy. Niggas had to use pieces of paper and a micro cassette recorder.
Yeah, yeah, fucking right. So, what's the biggest difference, not in the music, but in the game?
Artist development.
A&Rs, huh?
Yeah, artist development, you know what I'm saying? The streaming shit, physical copies of CDs, $10 a watt, motherfucker get out there and beat the bushes, you know what I'm saying, get off on
Them
stage. When I
bitches was
dropped my first
1999 down here, OG.
well, when I dropped my first project, 2010, in 2010, I dropped my first album, y'all.
Oh
So
yeah.
and
That's when niggas
we was on
started
the
dropping
independent
balls
grind
off the
tour
street.
with Kendrick Lamar and Tech Nine and Glasses Malone and J Rock and all that shit, all the heavy hitters and shit like that. And I was out there, man, flea flicking with my CDs, man, selling them things $10, $5, instantly getting a return on your investment. You ain't gotta wait 3 months and shit for your shit to sell and get your little crumbs and shit, man. You get that instant gratification of having a knot in your pocket, you know what I mean? So
Talk that out the trunk shit, OG. You
yeah,
hear me?
man. So you know what I mean. So this streaming shit is mildew. This what's fucking up the game is this streaming shit.
Fucking right. You know what, OG? I'm about to hit him with the motherfucking burnt CDs again. You
Yeah,
understand me?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to hit him with the tapes too, the cassettes.
I'm
You
thinking
heard
like
me?
this, man. If I had, if and I'll speak up on it. But I create a new type of CD, new technology. Niggas is still playing. You can go to Walmart and buy a record player right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it'll transmit via Bluetooth. You put the record on and the Bluetooth, so you got the old school technology with the new school technology. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking of niggas like if I go, if you're if you any type of you got any CDs, right? You got some CDs, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what you gonna do? Just let them just sit there. So at some point, new technology CD players that look good. You know what I'm saying? That probably that connect to the Bluetooth and shit like that, and
Mhm.
still motherfuckers will still be able to use them CDs, man. Because it's not back then. It used to be the jewel case, the cover, like Master P and all them, and
Yeah.
Cash Money niggas had the best album covers of all time. You look at that
Man,
motherfucker, niggas got Rolexes and both this
yep,
shit.
me and my partner, Tony and Trey, we was just saying how we used to read all the credits. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Man, it used to leave like a good minute and 30 seconds at the end of the song. We all used to freestyle on
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. And the songs used to be like 4, 5 minutes, three verses
Yeah.
or four verses.
And you own the song. You own it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got the songs and you own them motherfuckers. You can, you know what I mean? As opposed to you streaming shit. You can't say, let me send you this song and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that streaming shit is fucking up the game.
Yeah, man, fuck that strange shit. What what's the biggest crowd that you performed in front of, OG?
Probably like 50,000, 50,000
Hold up, wait. You can't just say probably like 50,000. We got to talk about this, yeah. You understand me? What this was this the biggest crowd at the time, and did you know how many people was there?
well, yeah, I got this alter ego, man, and he don't give a fuck about none of that. Straight up.
Yeah. So
He
the
don't give a damn. He don't give a damn if it's 10 or 10,000, 10 million. He gonna go up there and do what he do. So
is
I've been
that the
out
one that got
performing
you
in
on stage
Norway
with
and you know what I'm saying, and Amsterdam and shit, in Germany and shit like that.
you?
Where it's a language barrier and shit like that, but you still go for what you know. You know what I'm saying? Niggas
What's
that
your
perform
favorite
Madison Square Garden, all kind of shit, man. So once I got the ips out, man, it's on and cracking.
what song get the crowd the most hype? You heard
My catalog.
me? Oh, this all about you, OG.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Shit, man. Probably
Yeah, I'm
level
coming at
22
your neck.
now.
I'm coming
I'm
at
just
your neck.
no. I mean, yeah. Well, really, all my music, a lot of my shit is up tempo. So you know, what I'm saying when I'm rocking, you guarantee I'm gonna give you that energy and shit. You know what I mean? We ain't,
Boy, you can
it's like
tell
just
you can tell you hang around my other OG, boy. Y'all know how to get out them answers with some old slick OG shit, and I just gotta accept it, dog. I just gotta accept it, dog. Okay, so what song do you just gotta perform every show?
Parked.
Why?
Because you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of the song it say uh 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 hold on, it say I'm pulling up. It's an acronym. I'm pulling up, and it's like you see a motherfucking line of people trying to get in the club or get in the spot, and then you get them niggas that just pull up in the front and they just walk in.
Yeah,
I'm like, nah, I'm
yeah,
big old Measy, man. I gotta park in the front,
yeah, yeah.
park right
Leave
in the
your
front
shit
where the boss
running.
would be parked at. You know what I'm
Yeah, leave your
saying?
shit running with the fucking music blasting. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I gotta pull up in the front, man. I can't. I ain't in no line. None of that shit. As soon as we pull up, we hopping out. We get into the thing, or we coming through the back door, and all you do is you just look up, and we in the VIP booth. You ain't seen us walk in. None of that shit. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace, my little partner. He always used to say, enough, bitch, we ain't about to go. Ain't enough people see me. You hear me? Rest in peace, man. So, from
Well,
now,
40 said this was 40 said 40 gave me I'd have to go back and do research because my song parked he had the hook park right in the front where the boss be parked at, and I was saying pull up in the front, pull up. And that was one of my first songs that got played in New York on what I'm saying on the radio station in New York. You know what I'm saying?
that was my
So
next question.
when once niggas hear shit, they start repeating shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So 40 the one gave me credit for the pull up shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. When was the first time? That was my next question. When was the first time you heard yourself on the radio?
Uh, yeah, probably 2000. When I dropped my first project, when I dropped in 2010, probably or you know what I'm saying, around that time.
So did it made you feel some type of way, or you was already superstarred out?
Nah, I've always been level headed and shit like that. I never get too full of myself and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't even like people to gas me and shit. You know what I mean? And shit like that. I like to,
Hold up, you just said you be pulling up in front of the club, music blasting, but you don't really like to be seen?
yeah, but I told you that's a whole nother nigga. You know what I mean? I got
Oh, all
another
right,
person.
yeah. Does he
I
have a
got another
name?
personality that don't give a fuck about too much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
Does he
me,
have a name?
as you speak right now, you know what I mean? We just we humble.
Does he have a name?
Yeah, big old Measy.
Big old, oh, that's big old music.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the educated goon? That's
Omar.
okay. All right, all right. So we talking to the educated goon right now.
Yeah. No question. Yeah,
What did
but he
that?
know a lot about big old Measy.
You understand me? Oh, I do. I told you. I think this an honor. This an honor. You understand me? Where did educated goon come from?
Growing up in East Oakland, but at the same time, it's like you grew up in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, born
Now
out.
it's like you if I took you and moved you to Ogden, Utah at that time and put you in a school with predominantly white folks and shit like that, and they gave you an excellent education and taught you how to articulate and got your vocabulary up and shit, then
I wouldn't have did it.
you still gonna be New Orleans, but you gonna be more educated goon.
I wouldn't have went to school out there.
You would have to survive.
I don't know.
You
I
wouldn't
ain't
have had
go.
no choice. If your parent, your mom and your dad, your mama moved your ass out there, what you gonna do?
Mom's had to work. See, I was a sickly child. I had asthma, so I was the angel, right? So
Right?
whatever I told her, she believed. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? Till I started, you know what I'm saying, doing more hands-on shit. So I kind of like, I don't know, I did what I ain't know, I listened to my mama, but my daddy wasn't around. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yeah.
once that belt started hurting, what you could tell me. Shout out
Yeah.
to
Well,
my
I had
other
siblings. We had siblings. Me and my brother and my sister. You know what I'm saying? And moms put us all on the Greyhound bus, and you know what I'm saying. We for a new life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When you grow up around drugs and you lived in motels and shit, and your mama's so dope, and her boyfriend's so dope, and you know what I mean. So when you make that conscious decision that you got to do something better for self, changing of environment is okay. I don't owe no city nothing. as a human being. I don't, you know what I mean? The earth is my turf at this point. You smell me? The earth owe me. This planet owe me.
Yeah, we come from it. You
Yeah, this
understand?
earth, this planet, the whole planet owe me.
Yeah, man,
Period.
talk that OG shit, man. You know what I mean?
See,
Talk that OG
that's
shit.
see.
So, from now till then, give yourself advice when you first jumped in the game. You hear me?
Always continue to be a student of the game, continue to learn everything, and continue to do what works and eliminate what don't work, you know what I'm saying? But do it quicker.
How would you tell him to get over that stage fright?
Shit, man. I don't know, man, because that would the way I did it was probably the best way for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it put me in the rooms of people who was the best that ever did it. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't change it in order for me to be the person I am today. I couldn't have did it no better way. You know what I'm saying? Because I am an introvert. I don't like being around a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You see me, it's Saturday night. I ain't at the club and shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be, and it'd be carte blanche. Motherfuckers roll out the red carpet for a nigga. But if it ain't no
But
check
that's so
attached, I ain't
easy,
going
right?
nowhere. If it ain't no
That'll be
check
on
attached or
easy,
it's my
right?
homie birthday or something,
Yeah,
I ain't pulling up.
yeah. That'll be on easy, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he chose to, but we have an understanding. We ain't finna just be blowing just blowing it, because niggas see you. If you see me at the club all the time, why pay me?
That's what P told Reginelli.
Yeah, why pay me if I'm already gonna be here?
You could tell you're an OG. Talk that OG
Shit.
shit. You hear me? So from now, right? What's next for you? Or do you feel like you've accomplished everything that you wanted to?
Nah, man, nah. Well, everybody is I don't know how long you plan on living yourself, as long as you can, but
Yeah. As
everybody
long
got
as God allowed me.
okay, so everybody got to prepare to, at least live to be 80, 85, 90 or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
75, my mama's 77, you know what I mean?
Shout out to mom.
So, so we figure you got a few more centuries to get your shit together.
Fucking right. Hell yeah. I'm on my way right now, I would like to think.
Yeah, so I'm saying. So now you got to, from this day forward, you got
Mhm.
to navigate the rest of your life,
Yes, sir.
and you got to figure out what quality of life you want at an older age.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So every day is important. It's like when you go to high school, you might fuck off your freshman year, right? By the time you a
I,
soft, by the time you a sophomore, you like, oh shit, all this shit means every. Oh, he's like,
I,
oh, I got to pass all these classes from now on. I probably
I
won't
dropped out in
graduate
the
up.
eighth grade. I dropped out in the eighth grade.
Oh, see,
Well, I made it a couple of months to the ninth grade, but
did you
I
get wait?
got
Did you get your GED?
no man. I
So it
was
was one of the biggest artists out here, like a painter. His name is Garibaldi. Look
okay.
him up, Garibaldi, and he paint on tour with Kiss and halftime at basketball games and shit. And
Mm-hmm,
this motherfucker, I'm talking about, he raw, like I'm talking about raw as fuck. As
mm-hmm,
far as painting this shit, he
mm-hmm.
paint like them big ass uh,
Yeah,
mirror,
murals.
like, and
Yeah.
shit. He didn't get his GED last time. I got to call him and ask him because he was on my podcast a couple years ago, and I was like, man, you better go get your GED and shit. I mean, he got hella money, and they got a Bentley, all kind of shit. So it never held him back. So don't ever get it twisted. It's a piece of paper and shit. It's cool and all that, niggas, but he said it was always on him to go to get, even though he's successful, to still go back and get that piece of paper just for the energy, just for his own self, not for nobody else, but just because he want to say he did it. So that's what I would just say, get that GED or something just to say, what I mean, I did it.
Well, let me. I got to keep it real with you. I had to tell my son go in the room. Uh, you know, everything I learned was either a lie or I don't incorporate it in my everyday life. The only thing I incorporate is reading, but I learned that at home with hooked on phonics and my mama. Multiplication, subtracting, and division. That's it.
I mean, it's a lot of other shit, man. History, ancient civilization, electives and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you get older and you find
Theater,
out, you know,
theater,
there
what I'm
was a
saying?
lot.
Piano,
You know, they don't
how to
teach us
cook.
about our history.
Yeah, but but still, I'm a Renaissance man, so I want to learn everything. I don't want to just know my history.
Hmm.
I want to know everybody's history.
Right. Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So how can what I want to do is just walk around knowing my own history.
Hmm.
I want to know, I want to go, like on Star Trek, nigga. I want to go to another civilization, learn they shit, see if I can apply some of they shit to my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Straight up,
Facts.
because that's how we all came up as humans.
Hmm.
Everybody learned something from somebody. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Africans
Relative.
learned how to get guns, got guns from shit. Once they got
Yeah.
them guns,
And
it
we
changed the
taught we
change.
taught we taught people how to bathe and stuff.
Yeah, it's the sprinkler system. The whole earth been sprinkling. Everybody been sprinkling each other. You know what I'm saying?
Man, talk that OG shit then.
Straight up. Yeah.
Talk that OG shit then.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a 3-in-1. What's the most important lesson you learned from life? What's the most important lesson you learned from entertainment? And what's the most important lesson you learned from old music?
Everything happens in a cycle. Everything happens in a cycle. Everything is gonna repeat. There's nothing that we doing now that ain't been done technology wise, yeah. But as far as the shit that we go through and all that, it's always been earthquakes, always been hurricanes, it's always been this. They always say that, oh man, this is next level. This ain't never been no shit like this. But
Mhm.
if you go through history, it probably was something like that. You just didn't see it in your time. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you navigating life, know that you ain't the only one going through the shit that you going through. It's other motherfuckers that's going through the same shit. The difference is they find a way to get through it. And so you have to look and figure out how other people got through shit so that you can navigate and get through it to get to it.
Can I set up another interview with you in the future and you come on here and talk that navigating through life
All
shit?
the time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, the
We
game
ain't
is to
finished
be
though.
the game
We
is
ain't
to be
finished though,
circulated
OG.
and transferred, man. The game is to be circulated and transferred.
Yes, yes, man. Talk that
Yeah.
OG shit then. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? But nah, we ain't about to get out of here. I got a couple of more questions for
Oh,
you,
okay,
OG.
yeah, okay. You sound like you was signing off.
No, But see, you and my other OG, right? Y'all be trying to answer all my questions with one answer. I asked 3 questions, though. You hear me?
Right.
You only answered the first.
Yeah, well, that's the oracle. What's the other question? You asked the compound
What's
question?
what's the most important lesson you learned from the entertainment, and what's the most important lesson you learned from old music?
From what?
Old music.
Oh, don't be a bitch ass nigga.
No, for in the what? And what's the straight like that? You heard me? And what's the biggest lesson you learned from the entertainment business so far?
Don't be a bitch ass nigga.
See, you and OG, bro, y'all be cheating me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, don't
That's
be a bitch ass nigga. Don't be a liar, a cheat, a thief, a stealer, or you know what I'm saying? Don't, have morals, values and shit, stand on something.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
was
saying?
was
you know?
was doing the music for a living always the plan?
No, whatever worked. You know what I'm saying? You dibble and dabble in different things to see what works. You know what I'm saying? What's your gift? When you got a lot of gifts and shit like that, you know what I mean? You gonna do it. You do it till the wheels fall off. You'll do it for free. It's really shit that you wake up every morning telling yourself, "I'd do it for free." You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't getting paid to do it, you know what I'm saying? And music is some shit that I like to do. Um, I like to prove naysayers wrong and shit like
Me
that.
too. Me too.
But I'm not in no competition like, oh, he did that, oh, I got to do that. That's what the other motherfuckers do. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a
But
hater. That's a
yeah, but
hater
once you
and a
but once you
follower.
see but it's like once you see the cause and effect of it, because I do this, I'm able to do that. It's like because I could dribble a ball and shoot it real well, I could buy my mama a house, but take care of my family and friends. And so let me do that because I can get on the mic and it's gonna get people to interview me and talk to me and want to know how I feel and think. Shit, that's what I like to do. I call myself the great communicator. So let me communicate, and that and that's because that's what I love to do and shit like that. So whatever you love to do, whatever you passionate about, and you get up and you think about it every morning and shit. That's what you meant to do. That's what God put in you to do. So you got to do it.
Don't give us the sauce. Give us a little bit of seasoning. What's the secret to longevity, OG?
Don't be a bitch ass nigga.
Come on, man. No, man. No. Come on, OG. Give us
That's it.
a little seasoning.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Bruh, that's the most important part.
Don't be no
Don't
bitch
be a
ass
liar. Don't be a cheat. Don't be a conniver. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Move.
be envious. Don't be jealous. You know what I'm
Move.
saying? Be a motivator and a congratulator.
Basically what you was taught at home.
Yeah. Not everybody has been taught don't. Oh man, my parents. Man, I grew up in a broken home. Me too. Man, I grew up. Man, I had nothing. Man, I had holes in my shoes and in my knees. Me too. Man, I was homeless. Man, we stayed in. Me too, nigga. What's happening? What else? What else you got, nigga? Period.
Shout out to my mom and my dad. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't always around, but I always tell him. We always joke, right? I said that because he always he talked to me about, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I be like, Dad, if you probably was around, probably would have turned out some type of bitch ass nigga or something. You understand me? Because everything happened for a reason. You heard me? Cause he would have had us in here squares the fuck.
Right. But
Squares
one
the
thing I
fuck.
realized, man, is and right now you might go through trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine the trials and tribulations that your parents was probably going through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Making sure you
Look,
making sure you had clothes on your
you
on
really
your
don't
back,
understand till you
shoes on
have
your
kids
feet, you know
yourself.
what I'm saying, food in your
Yeah.
tummy, you know what I'm
That's
saying,
right.
every Christmas, everything, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
every birthday and all this shit,
Yeah.
regardless of whom or what, they gotta take care of your ass.
You really don't understand fully until you have children.
Right. Artifacts.
See, I have four. My mom and my daddy had us three. I got four. You know what I'm
That.
saying? I got two boys and I got two girls. And I know you don't know how much your mama loved you until you love your child.
Right.
Saying, and then when I after I had my first child, I think me and my mama relationship grew stronger because I knew I walked where you walked at. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that, and I thank her. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you
Just
got
real
to do
thank
it. Thank you, mom.
you. Yeah,
And then you
thank you,
peep and
man.
you be like, man, my mama, some kids need more attention than others. That you know
Don't be
that
a
off the
bitch ass
rip. You know what
nigga.
I'm saying? You got some kids you got to stay on. Some they damn near self sufficient. They go in there and make their own peanut butter and jelly sandwich and shit like that. And some of them when they go in there they fuck shit up. So it's like, he's like it's a balancing act. Me, I was a good kid. My older brother would always be in some shit. You know what I mean. So it's like it's not that one parent love one of the others. It's like they need more attention for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't learn all that till later on in life. Experience a life experience will teach you much better than any of these colleges, these universities out
Yeah.
here, these schools. Life experience and shit like that is
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna get you help you navigate through life and finding mentors and people and shit like that. You want to sell cars, find the best car salesman and stay up on and
I
get up
sell
under them.
cars. I
You know what I'm
sell
saying? That's what I'm
cars.
saying. So it's like somebody probably gave you the game and you utilized the game, but they didn't get but the way you got the game is the same way you sprinkle the game to somebody else.
Let me
But
ask you something. Let me
when
ask you something.
nowadays people got the game, but they just want to hide the game, hide the light in the bushel basket and not get a game to somebody else.
Let me ask you something, OG. Okay, like you say, somebody gave me the dude that gave me the game about the cars, right?
Right.
I went and got my own business. Ride Wizard, y'all come holler at me, you heard me. Auto parts, you know what I'm saying? Used cars and auto parts, you heard me. But he got mad. He got furious when I showed him my paperwork and stuff,
Yeah.
uh, did I take the game from him and leave with it, or did I take what he did, make a career out of it, so I could feed my family and try and become a conglomerate? Because he said when I did that, I became the competition.
Yeah. That's true. You did become the competition.
I ain't look at how. Okay, explain to me how I became the
Well,
competition.
you sell ice, I sell ice. We both sell ice.
Mm-hmm.
So either I got to raise my price or lower my price, or I got to get some Arctic water, or I get, some glacier water, or I got to do something now because you know my secrets. You know I gave you the game, so now, but I can't give you all the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm tell motherfuckers my ice is colder. Check this out, man. He got ice, but I got
Mm-hmm.
ice too, but my shit a little colder.
But I can so we can sell dope together, but we can't sell cars together.
Well, you just said you started your own shit.
Yeah,
So
but
how is we
it was.
together?
I was thinking more like Cash Money, Young Money on some shit.
Well, that means I'd give you some cars and give you a lot, and you give me a percentage.
Nah, not like that. It's like, you know, I'm over here, he over here, but like, how could we lose when we got each other?
If we go to the auction and we bidding on the same cars and you outbid me, we in competition.
We go half on the cars. We was going half.
Now you talking.
Like that's what I'm saying. So if if we would have stuck to the script like we did,
But
I'm trying to
a
see.
lot of these people come read, they grow up reading laws of power and shit, and laws of power, you never outshine the master.
I mean, outshining him or shining with him, it didn't matter to me. You heard me? It's all about doing something else that other than we was doing. Period.
Well, 9 times out of 10, was if you go to a motherfucker go work at McDonald's and shit, and you say, "Well, I'm finna go open up Omeezy Burgers," they gonna congratulate you, but nigga, it's McDonald's on mine.
Shit, I'm trying to come fuck with that.
I'm just saying though, like you feel me, like you start your own burger joint, like nigga, I got to respect it, but we got McDonald's over here, so you go over there and do your Omeezy Burgers and shit. And it's competition.
I don't see it like that. I could never see my homie as competing with him. We used to compete to get the most numbers. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like. I'd rather ride with you than ride on you. You see what
But
I'm
you
saying?
make your own Skrilla.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I just didn't see. I just don't. I don't know. I still don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I didn't do it out of spite. I did it to show him. All right, bitch. Look what you showed me.
But
I
it
didn't.
depends on why he was teaching you. Was he teaching you to be his replacement or to be his helpmeet? He wanted you to be there next to him.
He wanted me to be there next to him.
Yeah, and you fucked that up.
Damn.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But why is, so to speak, am I still not next to him? And but we just on the same level now.
But he probably felt like he could give that game to anybody, but he gave it to you for a specific reason.
But I soaked it in, and you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
nothing should have changed. I'm trying to see why, from an OG, you know what I'm saying? I don't see why anything had to change differently from what we was doing. Cause that's what got us here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't understand. But you gave me another perspective, dude. I might call that bitch. I ain't talked to him since. I had my company for like a year and 3 months. We haven't spoken since.
Yeah, like I said, man, when it comes to inventory, I know, the people I know that do cars and shit like that, and when it comes to inventory,
Mm-hmm.
it is a competition. You know what I'm saying? And when most people go to them auctions, they are bidding against each other and shit like that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
we going have.
Now it might be a play. That's called a play. Y'all got some plays together.
Mm-hmm.
Some few plays and shit like that. But but y'all got your own team.
No, it's still the same team in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do that to branch off and get into it with him and woo woo woo. I did that to have my own business.
Yeah, that was like if you peep the interviews Andre Harrell and Puff, you
Mm-hmm.
know that's why Andre Harrell had to fire Puff. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because Puff was outshining the master. So he said, "Let me fire you, so that you could be who you supposed to be." So he fired him, his mentor.
Nah, it wasn't no be what you was supposed to be. It was like, nigga, you did that bad on some shit. Like I betrayed him. Nah, that's what he felt like I betrayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You how you look at that? Did I?
I mean, you had to, everybody got to do what they got to do. Everybody got to make their own decisions in life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody supposed to be. I don't know how long you was there, or I don't know if you left before he gave you all all the volumes of the book. You know what I'm saying? You might have got a couple of the volumes, and he wanted to give you more volumes of the book, and you left before you got the New Testament. You probably
I
still got the
never
Old
left.
Testament.
I never left. I was put out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's Diddy and Andre Harrell. You know what I'm saying? Diddy thought he was doing a good job. He had Mary J. Blige. He had all these Jodeci, all these different groups and
Yeah.
shit. And,
Yeah.
and Andre Harrell was like, "Yeah, but nah, nigga, you doing too much."
Man, that's I don't know. Shout out to my homie though.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
heard me?
but then again, everybody, for some people, it's just a season. It ain't supposed to be for forever.
I'm gonna
You know what I'm
call it.
saying? God, like y'all would say, God will put certain people in front of you for a reason, for a season.
Yeah, but I knew the nigga we come up together,
Yeah.
so it wasn't nothing like it. I didn't see. I still don't see. But you gave me another outlook on it. I might call him and chop him up with him.
Yeah, everything is perspective. Everything is perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
We can't never not open our eyes and open our transmissions to receive the real. We might just be looking at it through a fog and shit, so we don't see it the way everybody see it.
thanks, thanks. Is there anybody who you haven't worked with who you would want to work with?
Snoop, Snoop. I ain't did no song with Snoop yet. Uh, Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? The rapper. I want to do some shit with him. Anybody that's on the same page as me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go out my way to do nothing with nobody that I don't really fuck with.
Do you do artist development?
Yeah, I do. I do consulting. You know what I'm saying? A few artists and shit like that. I help them with their projects and shit. You know what I'm saying? Help them. If they working on EPs or working on albums and shit, I help them. With different ideas or shit like that, or point them in the right direction for features and shit like that. Just the management shit ain't really it and shit like that. But I just consult people
What's the most difficult thing you do?
as far as what.
Entertainment.
You gotta have alligator skin. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to be receptive to opinions and shit like that. You know what I mean? You don't have to take people opinion, but sometimes people will give you perspective criticism and shit. You know what I'm saying? They can see shit that you don't see maybe, so it's like I mean, it's not really hard, but some people don't got thick skin, so they feel some type of way and they feel like you know what I'm saying, like you
I
ain't.
think they feel some type of way more when you don't take their advice.
Yeah, but you know, some people don't. They delivery on how they give you advice and shit don't be the way you like it. You know what I mean? And they might hurt your feelings or some shit. You know what I mean? Or you might have a vision that's gonna pan out 5, 10 years from now. And it's only in your head, and they don't see it the way you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you be
Like
like,
my
man,
little partner. Like my
right.
little partner.
Right. But they don't see your vision. So you know what I'm saying. So you got to paint. You got to show the vision, however you can. You know what I mean. You can't. But everybody ain't gonna just see. They can't jump in your brain and know your dreams and shit and know what you see 5 to 10 years later.
Man, that nigga supposed to trust me, man.
No, that's hard. Everybody don't trust nobody like that.
I mean, to say we've been together and done together what we done, it got to be some a little trust.
Yeah.
I trust this nigga not to tell.
Yeah.
He trusts the same thing for me too. But
To some
that's
degree, everybody trusts somebody to some degree. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, that's true.
When you're back against the wall and shit like that, and pressure bust pipes, that's when you see who the person really is.
And we've been in some tight situations. I called my first charge with him, uh, among other things. First with him, I still on
Yeah,
this.
but see, somebody who like that, you may not necessarily need to be around.
That's what God said.
I got people like that. I got people, all that type of shit, but we can't be around each other. I love them. Just because I ain't with you don't mean I don't love you.
Right. That's why I still say my little partner.
Yeah, we go to the club together. It's guaranteed we're gonna fuck some shit up. So I'll just choose not to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, have you done everything that you set out to do, or do you think that you still have more to do?
Man, I got some. I've been in a couple movies and shit. I got a
That was my
movie.
next question.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a movie coming out and shit that I'm in. Just I got a cool little part. I was in the movie Obstacles. I was in the movie What Are the Chances? And then I'm in a new movie that's coming out. I was waiting for my the title of it and shit. I think they changed the title of it, but I like to challenge myself. You know what I mean, and do all types of different shit. You know what I mean. I get bored just doing doing one particular thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I try to dibble and dabble in different businesses and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. A couple of minutes ago, you said you did a podcast a couple of years ago. You still do it?
No, I got one now. It's called The Real Spill Show. Every
Okay.
Tuesday, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You know what I mean? I done had so far since I came back. I've been back about a month. I done had Afro Man. I had Mims. I had a couple of my. So it's an outlet I created to for myself and others.
Where the fuck did Mims go? That's that. This is why I'm hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He just had to. He just he got jaded by the industry and shit. He still do shows, but he ain't. He had a number 1 record and all that type of shit, man, and had a bidding war and made $1 million and all that shit. And just like I said, the industry just leaves a bad taste in certain people's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they don't quit performing, but making music, and it took him 7 years to litigate his case with against Universal, I think it was, and shit like that. So, and even then, it wasn't a good resolution. You generate tens of millions of dollars and make pennies and shit, and that shit fucks you up.
Yeah, baby, right at home.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
But look, I ain't stunting on him. No, that's my favorite rapper and mogul. So I
Who
ain't
was
stunting.
that?
Yeah, that's my
Who
motherfucking nigga.
who is?
Baby, Birdman.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So before we get up out of here, you heard me. Since you've been running your pod, I just started in August, right?
yeah.
I know the game is to be sold, not to be told. You understand me? But drop some gems on me, OG.
As far as podcasting,
As far as whatever you want, drop some gems on me. Don't I ain't gonna
I'll
limit
tell
you.
you. I'll tell you. As far as podcasting is concerned, podcasting is cool. Uh, but it's like you got to ask yourself what you bring into the game, of course, and why you doing it, and what you hope to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? My shit is a podcast slash radio show, so I'm able to play other people's music, and I'm also able to get help as far as get offer commercial space and advertising for people, you know what I'm saying, to help pay for the show so that I could broadcast, you know what I'm saying? So, and but once it start feeling like a job to me where I'm stressed out, you know what I'm saying, trying to get guests and shit like that, then I take a little break and then I come back with, more energy and shit and zest for it. So it may be a list of maybe 10, 15 people I want to interview. Then after that, I take a break and let other people start doing more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just interview a bunch of motherfuckers that ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be bringing something to the table. You know what I mean? Something that's going to motivate other people. You know what I mean? So so that's just on podcasts and that shit like that. That's that part. Music wise, if you want to do music, do music. If you don't. It's all kind of other shit you could be doing to survive and shit. Sell cars, work at Arby's, Uber, Lyft, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. It ain't got to be in this entertainment game, but the entertainment business itself, they got good sides and bad sides, yin and yang. You got to learn
I
how to
got my
identify.
I got a label too, and my album dropping on my birthday, which is May 3rd. You heard me?
Good shit. Congratulations, brother. Yeah. But like I said, test the fortitude. You know what I'm saying? Figure out my father always taught me to have a 5 to 10 year plan. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Not a day-to-day plan. You gotta
My
have a
mama
five
told me that.
you gotta have a
Mhm.
5 to 10 year economic plan. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
if you don't have a plan and you just doing shit, then you get what you get.
yeah. I used to tell her I don't plan for the future. I live day for day. She used to be like, "Why you talk like that?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it was a different mind frame. So now I got plans. I got to see my churn grow. I want to see my business grow. I want to see this podcast grow. I want to see the people that I've accumulated on the way grow. I want to see my artists grow, my label grow. So there's a lot that I got forward to look for in the future. You hear me?
Yeah,
Fine.
just be consistent. Everything is consistency.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we get out of here, for the ones that's thinking about jumping in the game and the ones that just jumped in the game, what's your best piece of advice that you could give to them?
Consistency. Be consistent in what you do. Don't be a bitch ass nigga. Stay humble. You feel me like that? And be always receptive to learn from other people. To be a student of the game because you can always learn. You can always learn how to do things different and better and easier, and put everything, make it easier on yourself.
Any last words, OG?
No, follow me on all social media. Appreciate everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Even yourself for having me on this show, man. You know what I'm saying? In this game, man, any is much, for anybody to even pay attention to you, to even want to hear anything a motherfucker got to say is a blessing, man. So follow me on social media at BIGOMEEZY on all my social media and shit like that. Stay tuned for everything and they got going, man, and just be supportive. And
You
I
got
do the
merch?
same for
You
you.
got merch? You have
Huh?
merch? You have merch?
Yeah, bigomeezy.com.
Yeah, I got you. You know, I know.
bigomeezy.com. And it's one of my shirts right here. Dream it, believe it, achieve it right here. You don't know if you can see it yet. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of my t-shirts. Dream it, believe it, achieve it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all got to do. Dream it, believe it, and achieve it. If you don't believe it yourself and you don't dream about it, then how do you hope to achieve it?
You understand? You heard me? You're a living legend. I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you, my brother. And salute. And then send me the link to this and I'll share it and shit like that. And
I already
until
shared it
next
to you.
time.
I think I did. I'm about to share it now. What's your
Okay.
what's your Facebook name?
Omar Helton. I got two of them, Omar Helton and Big Omeezy.
Which one you want me to share it to?
Both of them.
Okay. I can
You
only
can
share
share it
it
to
to
the Omar Helton, then I'll share it to the
yeah.
Big Omeezy. How about that?
Yeah, I don't think I'm cool. I'm friends with the Big
Big
Omi.
Omeezy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
that's
you
cool.
how you spell the last name?
Helton.
Alright. Is Pete that not the general? To know the podcast. You keep your body clean, huh?
Uh,
Yeah, you heard me? Thank you, OG. It was a pleasure and an honor, you know? You understand? Thank you, OG. You heard me? It was a pleasure and an honor.
One love, brother.
100.